Welcome, hustlers, to the Live Your Lifestyle movement. I'm glad you made the decision to live life on your terms. We help millennials become the directors of their own lives. My name is Austin Varley, and you're going to learn and master tactful strategies, blueprints, lessons, and the ways of the 5% around the world. But first, what's your ideal lifestyle? Now that you know what you want in your future, let's create you a blueprint to achieve it. It's only a matter of time until you are living your ideal lifestyle. What's up, little hustlers? Thanks for tuning into this week's episode, and I hope you are crushing your daily and weekly goals. This week is a very powerful episode because we're going to be talking about circle of influence. Now, this is something that took me a little bit to fully grasp and to do everything. I used to do some of the stuff, but not everything. So let's just dive right in. Now, your circle of influence will make you or break you. Now, there's a law of averages. When you hang around 5 alcoholics, you'll become the 6th. Hang around 5 dumb people, you'll become the 6th. Hang around 5 broke people, you become the 6th. You know, if you add up the income of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and you average out the income, is your income about around that, or a little bit more, a little bit less? You know, it's just the law of averages. So with that, you know, you hang around 5 millionaires, you'll become the 6th. All right, now first let's talk about your negative friends. These are people that are constantly complaining, constantly bringing you down, maybe talking crap about you behind your back. Not really the best kind of friends that you want to be around with, or even the friends that are just constantly mad at life and are always acting like victims, that life just happens to them. Remember the self-responsibility mindset that we always talk about, and that you need to have, you know, the mindset that everything in your life you attract, which is a great thing because you can change it. Now, these negative friends are the ones that are constantly complaining, the ones that are constantly bringing you down, the ones that are just constantly mad at life. They're very negative, and, you know, they don't always have positive things to say. These type of friends, you really want to cut these relationships out of your life. And I know it sounds kind of harsh, but this negativity is going to bring you down, and that negativity is just not good for your peace of mind and your mental state. The negativity is just going to keep, you know, budging its way in, and it's just going to kind of influence you in not the best way. You know, positive vibes only. And, you know, you hear Peter Voog, you hear Tony Robbins, and you hear even myself talk about positive vibes only. It's because it's very important to us, and it's part of our lives. You know, if it's not positive, I don't even want to be around it, because I just love the positivity. I love bringing people up. I love, you know, just having a happy, more energized world. When there's negativity, or when I hear people constantly complaining, you know, I get upset. And it's not even just upset, it's just like disappointed, because that's their mindset, and it just sets themselves back. So these negative friends that are constantly, you know, being negative, or constantly being down, or constantly just pulling you back, you know, cut these relationships. Or even if you don't want to cut them because it's like a long line friend, or it's just like something really hard for you, then talk to them and be like, hey, I'm really trying to change my life to be more positive, and I really want to be around people that are kind of like this, and that want to be around a positive world. You know, can we change your attitude? You know, that's all it is. It's their mindset, it's their attitude. They have a negative attitude. So you just need to change it, and if you can change it, more power to you, because now you just changed someone's life for the better. If not, I would highly recommend to cut these friends short and just to move on. Now, eventually you can always go back, you can check in on them, but I would move on, because you need to get away from negativity for your peace of mind. Now, the next one is we have maintenance friends. Now, these aren't people that are, you know, they're not always negative. Maybe they get a little negative, but they're not always negative. They're positive. You know, they could be old high school buddies, or old college roommates, or, you know, friends from work. You know, just, maintenance friends sound bad, but it's really just like those friends that, you know, you want to keep a connection with, but you're not going to be with them every day or all the time. But you're still going to, you know, chit chat with them every now and then, or catch up over a beer randomly, or, you know, kind of hang out with them and catch up. And that's fine. And the maintenance friends is just what it's labeled. It's just really friends and just old homies and stuff like that. You know, people that you're not always with every time, but like they're still just good friends. So you just, you know, you catch up with them every now and then, or maybe even try to bring them up, or you try to influence them a different way, but you're not spending all your time with them. And that's really the big key is, you know, they're just friends where you just acquaintances, and friends where, you know, you catch up every now and then, get a beer, you know, message them on Facebook. It's crazy. We're the most connected generation on this planet. So it's very easy to, keep in contact with these people, and that's great. Just know who they are. And then we move into your growth friends. Now, these are people who are trying to become better people. These are people who are trying to reach for goals. These are people that will push you and that you will push them. These kind of friends are ones that are maybe building businesses, or maybe that are trying to make a better version of themselves, or maybe just people that, are very positive and about positive vibes only. And these type of friends, growth friends, are the ones that you do want to spend your time around. You do want to be more connected with these guys, because these are going to help you move to your ideal lifestyle, because they are growth friends. They are constantly trying to better themselves, and with that, they're going to want to better you. You're going to push each other, and you're going to go back and forth with each other, trying to help each other hit the next goal, or what's the next mission, or whatever they want to do. You guys are going to help each other. So just know who your growth friends are, know who your maintenance friends are, and know who your negative friends are, because this is your circle of influence right now. It's just your circle of influence is not your fault right off the bat until you realize, until you are taught about this. Now that you're learning about this, now you can really sit down and figure out what friends of yours are what, who to spend the most time with, who to cut time away from, and how to really elevate your game with this, because it's the law of averages. If you hang around 5 millionaires, you'll become the 6th. And that's why it's even like, I even recommend, if you really want to hit a certain goal or do a certain lifestyle, find the people that are living that lifestyle. Find the people that are doing those things, because they're already doing them. Surround yourself with them. And that's how we get into the next topic about circle of influence, which is connecting with high-level people. And this would be connecting with people that are crushing it. This would be connecting with people who are killing the game, or who already have your ideal lifestyle. Now, if you wanted to be, a crazy great real estate person and a crazy good salesman, the name might not pop in your head, but to me, Grant Cardone pops in my head. Now, if you want to be a great life coach and you want to bring people up and you want to help them in that way, Tony Robbins might be a good guy to connect with. And even if you can't connect with them, personally, you can always try. But if you can't do it personally, then you can always just tune into them stuff and really influence your brain and your mindset from them. That's still your circle of influence, because you're constantly being around their message, around their influence. Now, this is when connecting with high-level people is really going to change the game for you. Back, what I used to do is I'd cut out my negative friends, I'd have my maintenance friends, and I would be around growth friends, not all the time, but I should have done it more. But what I never did was connect with high-level people, people that were crushing it, people that were game changers. Once I did that, things really started to change for me drastically, and I really highly recommend for you to do the same. Even if you can't find people that are crushing it in the industry that you want, just tune into what people are crushing it in general. Because these people that are crushing it, these people that are at these high-level performances and high-level achievements, are going to play the game of life at a different level than you are. And if you surround yourself with them, if you're connecting with them, possibly being mentored by them, you're going to change your game as well. And it's just a matter of time, and it's inevitable. So connect with high-level people. Now, there's very different ways to do that. If you know personally some people in your company or in your team, or you know someone of someone, just reach out. Put yourself out there. And that's one of the biggest things that I'm all about, is putting yourself out there, because one of my mottos and philosophies that I've had ever since I was a little kid was, it's always a no unless you ask. So just go ask them, just go talk to them, just start up a conversation, just try to connect with them. Now, if you don't have any of those connections, where you can't get them inside your company, or you have no idea who any of these people are, or you don't know, on a personal level how to get in front of them, then connect with them over social media. I told you that we are the most connected generation to ever walk this planet. So now you can get on Instagram. I would highly recommend to do it on Instagram. You can do it on email, Facebook, Twitter. There's YouTube. There's so many ways to reach out to people. And if you really want to change the game and you really want this, do it on all platforms, honestly. And do it as much as you can, because, if they don't respond, all right, it's just a matter of time. Just keep on going until they say, hey, dude, fuck off. Then you know what? Stop for a little bit and then get back on going. Because, hey, when you see the persistence, it's damn, this kid really wants something. So connect with them, reach out to them. And you can reach out to high-level people through Instagram. And this is where I've even gotten a lot of my interviews for my podcast, is reaching out through people on Instagram. Now, I can't tell you how many messages I've sent out, and I haven't gotten a response, and that's fine. I'm going to continue to send them another message, and maybe even on a different platform, but it just takes time. So who you surround yourself is who you are going to become. So when you start surrounding yourself with people that are really playing the game of life at a higher level than you are, you're going to drastically change your own efforts. And you're going to adopt their ways of life. And they're going to start acting like that. You're going to start implementing on what they teach you. And this is where it's a huge key, because, this is why I really say if you can find someone who's crushing it and connecting it with someone who's crushing it in the industry that you want, then that's even more perfect. Because then you're really going to learn, and you're going to cut your learning curve in half. And that's where I talk about mentorship. But it's really just connecting with people that are playing with the game at a higher level than you. So, and there's many ways to do this. And if you can't personally get them on a personal level, that's fine. There's so many ways to have mentors in this world, and so many ways to increase your circle of influence, even without actually being with them. And this is just where you have to make the choice to listen to certain podcasts like you already are, which is doing a kick-ass job. Give yourself a pat on the back. Not everyone's doing what you're doing right now. So listening to this podcast, listening to books, reading books, listening to all the content that's on YouTube from certain people, that's a great way to change your circle of influence and to change your peace of mind and to change what's going into your life. Now, like I always say, you don't want to listen to a million different things and listen to all this advice and never act on it, because that's what 90% of the world does. And you are going to be part of the 10% that actually takes action. And I really want you to be part of the 5% that really change the game. So, what are you going to do different? You're going to listen and you're going to change your influence, but you're also going to execute on the stuff. So here's where I really want to recap this episode and really just what I want you to take action on. So first, let's recap it. So let's spend less time with negative friends. Let's spend less time for people that are complaining. Now, if you want to try to change them, that's fine. Try to change them. But if not, then don't try to, repair the relationship or broke the relationship. Just cut it off and move on, because it's better for you and your future. Now, establish who your maintenance friends are. Now, this is not a bad thing. This is just people that you're going to connect with every now and then, that you're going to catch up with, that you're going to go get a beer randomly with. Maybe when you hit your goals, this is the people that you go out with, and that's fine, but just spend less time with them. Now, you're going to spend more time with your growth friends that are trying to play the game at a higher level. People that will push you, people that are trying to make the best versions of themselves, because these are growth friends that are going to help you for your ideal lifestyle. Now we want you to connect with high-level people that are playing the game at a higher level than you are, and that are really just crushing it in the industry that you might desire, or just in the industry. And just connect with these people, learn from them, talk with them, and try to change your circle of influence. Even if you just talk with one person once a week, that's going to change a lot in your life. Like when I've just been really connecting with these high-level millionaires, it's been changing me so much. And it's going to do the same for you, and you're going to get this new level of energy. So connect with high-level people, and if you can't connect with them on a personal level, just change what influence you are getting into your brain, because the influence that you have around you is going to make you or break you. So be very cautious and be very aware of what influences are around you all the time. I would say cut out all the negativity if you can, because it's just going to hurt you more towards the end. Now, what do I want you to implement from this episode, and what do the 5% do? So know who your negative friends are, your maintenance friends are, and your growth friends are. Spend less time with the negative friends, or cut them out and move on. Maybe try to bring them to be a positive light. If you can't, move on. Spend less time with your maintenance friends, still hang out with them and still catch up with them, but just spend less time with them because you're trying to hit your goals and get your ideal lifestyle. Spend more time with your growth friends and try to bring them up and try to have them bring you up and create accountability partners with them. And then after you do that, I want you to connect with 5 high-level entrepreneurs, or 5 people that are doing what you want to do, or whatever your ideal lifestyle is. Reach out to them through Instagram, email, Twitter, whatever it is, but try to connect with these people and try to increase your circle of influence, and start being very aware of what influence is around you, whether that's your atmosphere, your people that are around you or what's just going on to your day-to-day. Be very, very aware of your circle of influence and the influence that's around you. Like I say, if you have a problem with your life, then you should have a problem with the people in your life. So increase your circle of influence, get around the hitters and the players and the game changers that are doing what you want in your ideal lifestyle, and start connecting with more high-level people and spending more time with growth people. Circle of influence will make you or break you. See you next week. And before you go, I just wanted to say thank you for listening and being a part of the Lil Hustler community. I hope you got value from this episode and know what to execute on. Remember, if you stay consistent, it's only a matter of time until you have your ideal lifestyle. If you want to truly elevate your game, go visit www.thelylmovement.com and click the Lil Wolf tab. I'd greatly appreciate your feedback, so email or leave a review, as well as subscribe to the show. Always be clear on your ideal future lifestyle and what you need to do daily to create it. Thanks again, keep grinding, and I'll see you next week, hustlers.